I want to begin with NBC meteorologist Michelle Grossman with the new details on this storm. Michelle, I know we're getting an 11 a.m. update, so we have new details on how this storm is progressing. Take us through what we know so far.
All right. Hi there, Yasmin. Yeah, we did get our 11 o'clock advisory. It is down to a Category 4 storm, but just by a hair because it's at 155 miles per hour. 156 miles per hour puts it into the Category 5 zone. So the good news is we're starting to see a little decrease, but it is painfully slow and still moving painfully slow. Let's tell you where it is right now over the Grand Bahama Island. It is pounding this island. We've heard of homes being washed away, cars being washed away, roofs being ripped off, and this will continue over the next 12 hours. So they are being lashed because this is parked right over them, dropping 12 to 24 inches of rain, and we're seeing a water wall up to 24 feet in some spots. So let's take a look. 155 miles per hour. That's a very powerful storm still. We're looking at a wind and rain machine. We're going to see that still over the next 5 days, let's say. Moving still at 1 mile per hour, so it's moving very, very slowly. I do want to talk about the movement. It is terrible for the Bahamas. It is a nightmare situation. It is a better situation, though, that is moving slowly for Florida because that allows the players to get in place, the steering mechanisms that will hopefully turn it off to the north and also the west. Let's talk about the track. Category 4 storm, but again, right on the cusp there. It only needs 1 mile per hour to be a Cat 5. Still a Category 4 storm, but look at the better news. Now the cone of concern is off the coast here, West Palm to Fort Pierce. So it moved a little bit further to the east. We're still getting the consensus advisory after advisory that it is staying off the coast. Still, do not let your guard down. We could still see tropical storm force winds, that water wall coming on shore. So you want to listen to your county officials. They know what elevation you're at. They know the right call to make. Now, as we go to the north and also the east, the cone of concern does include the coast at this point by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So now by Thursday, we're getting into South Carolina Category 2 storm right off the coast. I mean, painfully off the coast. And you know, with this storm, it's been very inconsistent. The consistent thing about it is that it's been so inconsistent. So they wobble back and forth. And we do need to have those players in place that's going to steer it. And they could break down a little bit slower, or the trough could come in a little bit slower. The trough is really kind of a fishing net that kind of pushes it off to the north and east. And that's what we're going to be waiting for. So as we go throughout time here on Friday, we are still talking about a Category 2 storm. We could see a landfall near or over Cape Hatteras, and then we move off to the mid-Atlantic as we go towards Saturday, but still talking about it on Saturday. So as we look for hurricane warnings, we are looking at over the Bahamas back to the east along the coast. I know a lot of us are very concerned along the coast here. We have hurricane tropical warnings, watches in place. You want to listen to your officials. And then as we go throughout time here, here's radar. We are looking at some heavy rain, the yellow, that's the heavy rain there. And we have those outer feeder bands now touching Florida. So we could see some severe thunderstorm warnings. Wouldn't be impossible to see an isolated tornado along the coast in Florida. And we are looking at heavy rain. We are looking at gusty winds along the coast of Florida today, especially tonight and especially on Tuesday. Storm forecast, we are looking at anywhere from 4 to 7 feet, 2 to 4 feet. And this is the most dangerous part of a hurricane. It is a push of water. It is a wall of water that comes quickly on shore and it inundates. So you want to be out of the way of it. Water is very powerful, and 49% of all deaths from Atlantic tropical systems occur because of storm surge. Now let's look at the potential here. We are looking at 6 feet inundation, and we're going to watch this closely over the next several days. Up along the coast, now we're including Georgia into South Carolina, North Carolina, and I bet you the mid-Atlantic is going to be included in this too. The wind force is getting bigger and bigger. Think of an ice skater. They get real tight and they spin real fast, and then when they start to loosen up, it gets a little bit longer. That's what happens with a hurricane. So we're going to watch this all up and down the coast. Yasmin, this is a big story. It's one for the record books.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.